So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I am Denise Armenio, certified emotion code, body code, Genius Biofeedback practitioner, and I am here with you for another Thursday Live, and I have Claire McIntyre with me who will be helping out in the chat. So, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I will try to answer them while I'm helping in this training/demo today, but she is always there if you have some questions to ask in the meantime. So I do have a question today. So for those of you that were on last week, did you like your training on the magic box and the terahertz wands, and do you feel like you need more training on it? So Margaret said yes. Thank you, Margaret. You're such a good supporter. I appreciate you. Do you need any more instruction using it? Is there anything else that you feel that you need more instruction on, if you want to put it in the main whole tray? So, okay, so Margaret's saying, hello, Rosemary, maybe some protocols. Well, we can work on that. I'm just trying to think what I use as far as protocols. I mean, there are the typical, I'm just bringing out my little magic box here. Just to quickly walk through, because I couldn't really turn it on and because you wouldn't really hear me, but always the protocols to start out with is you would want to wand your water. You could either do it from up above, which I don't do it that way because I'm always afraid that the water is going to splash and the water is going to get into the device, and that just wouldn't be good. So I have a little a oh gosh, what do you call it? An iPhone like tripod stand, and I can attach the magic box to it upside down, because one area, I don't know if you could see, it has this little bump here, but you could connect it over here and it holds. And then I just run it for about probably 5 minutes, depending on what it is. If it's just a glass, probably less. I do muscle test, or if you can douse, you can always test when it's completely done. Otherwise, for like a glass similar to this size, I'd say about a minute, 2 minutes. It's good. If it's I do also have a 2-gallon like glass jug that I use, and that I usually leave it on for about 5 minutes or so, and I muscle test just to make sure it's done. And when you drink it, it does recommend that it's warm water, that you have 2 glasses of warm water before you start wanding or you using the magic box. And then upon completion of using the terahertz frequencies, also 2 glasses of warm water. But then I just run it on the palms of my hands, both of them. Again, if you have a stand, you could like hold both your hands in front at once. You do the soles of your feet, and then you want to do, you can run it down the front of your, sort of like your conception vessels, or the front of your body and your spine, and then you can do the back and blow the back of your spine and neck and go straight down. Again, if you have a stand, it makes it a little easier to get your back, or you can have someone wand it for you. Do avoid any implants of any type. If there's something inside of you that you weren't born with, you don't want to wand on those areas. So What else? You can do the backs on the backs of your knees for a minute or two, your elbow joints, you underneath your armpits. There's a lot of lymphatic um, nodes under there, so that's why you would want to get that. You can do your ears, but I would be careful when you're wanding or using the magic box on your head that you use the coolest air possible. The one thing I especially like about the magic box is that it does have a cool air setting, and I find that it's colder than on the wands themselves. And I only say that because they don't recommend you wand your head if you have high blood pressure or if you have like known brain inflammation. So for those, if you're not sure, I would always wand with the cool air. I do, however, a lot of people also dry their hair with this. Um, I love it. It is like my new best friend with the all the added negative ions. You don't get frizz. It's just healthy for your hair. It's been great. And then so to work further with protocols, you can then use the Genius by looking at the meridians when you go in. So I can just, we can, just trying to think who I want to run this. Is there anyone that wants to volunteer today? Anybody who has not had a scan with me? Lillian, would you like to be a volunteer today? Yes, Margaret, I do use the box for my hair. It has been my best friend. I've never had a hair dryer. Usually when I dry my hair, even with a diffuser, it gets so frizzy. It is kind of full because I have so many, so my hair is so curly, but it's really helpful. So definitely recommend it. And then also on the wands, the blue light is great for your skin, especially if you have acne. But the red light, the box has both the red and blue light, so it is great for your skin, anti-aging. I went into all of that information last week, and if anybody needs some additional information, just email me and I can send you some information that I have on it. Um, Happy to do that. And let's see. Oh, yes, there is that. There is also a we put out a manual. I don't know, Claire, do you have that? Can you post that in the link? Um we've put out a manual for the wand, which you should have if you've purchased it. If you have purchased the wand or the magic box through Inside Health Apps, you should have received um, the digital manual for it. And if not, again, you can email me and I'm happy to get that for you. Or if Claire can find that information, she'll put it in the chat. If you can't, okay, I'll find it. I will send it to you. So just email me if you need that. Um, it is available. So if we, let me just pull up my Genius. So we can look if that's what everybody would like to work with again today. Where is my chat? So I can see what you're, um, yeah, so Laura's saying that she loves the box for both the light options. Yeah, I do too. I really do. I feel like I'm doing multiple things at once. And also, I mentioned this last week. There have been studies that the red light helps improve eyesight. Just make sure your eyes are closed and um, use it for a minute at a time. But there is research that shows that red light helps eyesight. And that's complete. And that doesn't even have to do with it being a wand or not a wand. That just has to do with the fact of red light. So that is great information. Okay, so
Denise,
yes.
Rosemary asks about using it with broken bones I had a feeling that that was a contraindication.
For broken bones, I don't remember hearing that. Laura, have you heard about that? I think it's good for broken bones. Oh, you're hearing, Margaret, that it heals them too fast? I'm not sure. We can look
I
into
guess
that
that
for you.
depends whether it's sort of recent or longer term.
Okay, so you can use it holographically, so I guess not directly on the bone itself, maybe because of the heat. So if you have like a picture, let's just see if I could find something here. If you have one of these charts, anybody, I know you can't feel the whole thing, but you could just, run it on the picture. I've used my magic box many times remotely, even like that, guys. So don't be restricted if you don't have friends or clients near you. It does work through intention remotely. So think about that the next time you want to use it or try it out. I definitely have used it on friends and they can feel the energy from the wand itself. So, um, yeah, Margaret, that makes a lot of sense. If it's like a hairline fracture or something, it's probably not as bad. But I mean, if it's a bone that needs to be set, you should be going to a doctor to have it set appropriately. Um, and Rosemary. Oh, and Rosemary said holographically too. Yeah, that's a good way. And you can also do that um if you have implants or something where you can't run it like on you in a certain area, you can certainly run it holographically as well. I have done that before. So, like if you can't get your teeth because you have fillings or if you have metal plates or screws, those charts are really helpful to use and you can use them that way as well. So with that said, let's run a scan. Anyone want to, we can do the group. Anybody have any requests? Okay, I'm gonna run the group because I have known you're all being quiet today.
That would be great before a holiday weekend,
Yeah, let's.
honestly.
Thank you, Tamara. I did a scan on you last week, so I try to just balance it out. Um, so but thank you for offering. I think it's best since everybody has had a scan on here just to try to work with the group. I might actually have, yep, we're already a client several times. Okay, so what I'm going to ask everybody to do um is take your mic off, turn your mic on and we're just going to record. So I'm going to ask you, I'll count you down to just state your name and then repeat the vowels A, E, I, O, U until the 15-second counter gets to 0. Even though we're all doing it, it will be wonderful. So is everybody, I can't see everybody's mics. Oh, everybody, I'm just going to ask everybody to unmute themselves. I mean, unless you don't want to be in the recording.
Alexa, stop.
What happened? Is everybody? Come on, everyone.
You, Kathy.
About half of you. Okay, I'm just going to get going unless I'm going to assume you don't want to be on the voice part of this. So, okay, I'm going to count everyone down. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Janet L.
Ivy Billy,
I
Rosemary, Rosemary,
Perfect. Okay, so let's listen to the voice harmonics. Awesome. So we're going to go to next and
so she can share to all of us.
okay, everybody, just remute yourselves. I'm just taking a screenshot of all of us. Hold on just a second. Oh, goodness gracious. It put your picture in an email. Ugh. Hold on. I'm having a little bit of a glitch here. Hold on a second. Ah. All right, I have to do that again. Sorry, guys. So, this doesn't always let me put it in. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to hit continue. And that is not the picture from this week.
I prefer that one. I've got palm trees in the background.
There you go. Okay, so I'm just going to use this one. And we can run analysis. And so I am going to use the, it may be a little bit loud, but let's also use this on everyone. Just going to hit continue. So the energetic affirmation, I'm just going to use the one that I always use, which is all energies are transmuted into the frequency of pure love and light. And so it is. Okay, so now this, when the Genius translates this into a frequency, this frequency will be overlaid every time I run a scan in this session. I'm just going to hit begin analysis. Okay, so now again, remember that the Genius, after it runs the analysis, it will sort the 3 main categories in order where it feels it should be in like order of priority. So for the group, it's suggesting that the mind is the highest priority, then body, and then the biofield. As you know, if you've watched this, I always recommend starting with the biofield, or I use my BioTrain vessel priming library first, which actually includes all of the items in the biofield plus some others from the different areas like minerals, amino acids, and vitamins. And then there's some various ones that I've added in. And so let's go to that. Well, actually, let's look at our aura first. I am going to use a chart when I use the magic box because I don't know if anybody has any implants, but I use the chart so that we have no complications. Wow, that's a pretty interesting. I actually like that aura. It's pretty. It could be brighter, but considering that we're working on a group, um, I'm pretty impressed with that aura. What does everybody else think about that aura? I'm pleasantly surprised by that, to be quite honest. I would have thought that. Let's just see. With the old version. Yes, we have all been working hard. Margaret is right. When we switch to the classic version, we do see that there is this. I don't like that up there, but hopefully we will work on that and can move that out. That looks like maybe some negative energies in there. And this line is interference. And if you look at the bottom, we it's gray, so it doesn't look like we're really all in our body in there. We are a group, so it will just be interesting to see what shows up. We can look quickly in spiritual protection to see where our grounding is. And actually, grounding isn't so bad at 367. You know, ideally, I'd probably like to see it between 400 and 600, but that's not really that bad. And we can work on some of these other areas now. We'll just get to the libraries. This is just going to be a short scan today since we spoke a little bit, did a little bit more talking in the beginning. Does anybody, if anybody has pain anywhere, if you want to put it in the chat and rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being severe, that would be great because then we can go see what level you're at after this. Oh, Laura, you're so nice. She's asking me to use some of my personal libraries. I certainly will. Okay, so we can work with BioTrain, which I work with a lot. I would suggest actually, since maybe that we're working, maybe we work with some of the human body structure because we're going to be using the magic box as well. And possibly we can touch on some of my spiritual libraries if that would be okay with everybody. So we can look at those two libraries as well. Yes, and yes. Oh, you're awesome, Laura. Thank you. Okay, so first things first, let's just run our vessel priming here so we can get everybody primed. Woo! Okay, so I'm just going to drop the title into my main hold tray, and you could see 147 items was automatically added. So I'm just going to run these right away. And we're going to run all the frequencies for 1 minute. They're all selected. And there's no sound. Hold on a second. Excellent. So we have a 49% rectification, and the harmony, alignment, and energy flow is within like 15%. So that's awesome. We can just rescan this and just see what we're looking at for our lows and run that for like 30 seconds. And I've selected the lows. So let's move this to 0. And remember, if you select 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, what a specific minute, you can't stop it in the before the time is up, or you won't get a rectification number. And if you don't get a new rectification, that also won't let you to go back and reanalyze the aura. So if you set it on a specific time, make sure you let it play out till the end. Otherwise, set it on 0 minutes and you can play it for any amount of time you'd like. So now I'm just going to select 30 seconds. Okay, now sometimes 30 seconds is all you really need. As you can see, we only ran the lows for 30 seconds and we had a 50% rectification. The only thing that, I would say is 37% to 60 is a little bit over that 20% mark, but it is a demo and it's pretty close. So I'm gonna let it go, but otherwise I do like to stay within 20%. And if you're still not following me, the energy flow is at 37% and the alignment is at 61. So it may not hold as well as if that was a tighter range in there, but let's just move on and see what we're working with. So I'm going to delete that now, and let's just add in the aura line, and also I just had, digestion is what I wanted to add in. Let's add in digestion for the group just to work on that. And then let's look at what meridians are off here. So we have the triple heater, pericardium, liver, small intestine, meridians. That's interesting. So we could look at some of those points in here. So when you're using the wand or magic box, or even if you're using some things like, if you're on here, if anybody's using the light wave patches and you want to know certain placement, this is a great way to figure out where to put the patches, because it tells you what meridian points you might want to work on here. So let's look at triple heater 10, and triple heater 10 is right almost, I think that's kind of close to the elbow crease in there. So we can have our picture here. If you have the device on you, of course, you can do it directly on yourself. I am going to run it on, sorry, it's loud. So you can run it right on the picture. And I would do this on both arms. I can go to both sides. I don't know. Sorry, I realize you guys can't see what I'm doing. It's hard to show this. Sorry for demonstration, guys. I know that's a little bit difficult to see. I will run that, but that's just to show you. You can add these points. I'm just going to add the red and the blue ones in. Yes, Tamara, on the trial, absolutely, you can get the meridians from the trial page. And by Pam, sure, of course, you can watch it later. So let's move out. We are at 2:30, and I do want to get to those libraries that you guys were interested in. So I'm just going to go right into my custom libraries, and we can look at the human body structure. And let's see what's coming up. So, well, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? So the one that is showing the lowest blue, which would be more chronic, is in that is the ligaments of the elbow, which is where we just were for the triple heater meridian. So this genius never ceases to amaze me how it just seems to know everything. Does anybody have any issues in this area of their arms? I'm just curious if there's anyone out there that this is picking up. I am going to run it again in those areas. I'm actually going to get the back side of this picture now, and I realize I'm sorry. It's hard to get this in front of the camera, but I will do my best. So Margaret is saying yes, and the elbow points can be used to help the knees too, like a mirroring if anyone has knee issues. And Rosemary broke my right wrist, classic break in November. It is still healing up and may take a year. Well, Rosemary, maybe we can help speed that up for you. Everybody, please make sure that you're drinking water. I realize that your water may not be structured if you don't have a wand, but please, while we're doing this, please make sure you have water in front of you, because between the Genius and running the wand, it's going to be more dehydrating, and I want to make sure that you're all getting everything that you need. And Laura's saying her knees as well. So let's also add in stuff on the forearm. And here's the knee joint that came up. So let's add in stuff for the knee joint in here for those of you that have an issue. Please, if you have any other issues, I know we have some back issues in there, and I do have a back issue going on right now. I'm going to add in going to the database, because I think that is the best way to deal with everything with everybody's issues. So let's go to the database. And so what I've done here is this has the muscles, but it also has the function. So if you're going to read it, it does tell you what that muscle is, the cervical spine that is related to it, and like on the flexor, it says it assists in the plantar flexing the foot. Some of the words get cut off, but it's all in there. Sorry. We're working on maybe being able to expand that so we can see everything that's written in there. But for right now, apologies that it cuts off some of the verbiage. And let's see. Let's add in, I should actually, I want the ligaments database. Here we go. And where are tendons? Here's nerves. Let's getting all the nerves here. Oops. And tendons. I don't have the tendons set up as a database, but we're going to work on the hands and Oh, it just dragged all of those in. Okay. Again, I didn't mean to do that, but there are no such things as mistakes. So I guess we needed to have all the tendons for the hands and feet added. Now we have 300 items, so I'm going to run these. And then what time is it? Actually, what I think I'm going to do is do something a little different and also bring in something to teach you guys as well. So here is my pain library, and I'm going to add the red and the blue items to the quick zap. And then we're going to do something what's called dynamic mirroring. And I'm hoping it's going to be working correctly. So what dynamic mirroring will do is, sorry, I have to go back. I realize I have to run this analysis first. It will run what's in the quick zap, and then it will also run what's in the main hold tray. So it will kind of like go through all of those. And I'm just going to select all, but let's go to the back to the dynamic mirroring. And we want to add, we want support for let's say our muscular body. And we're going to put this on 1 minute. Really loud. It seemed like it was going low, low, low. Okay, so it says, now we know that there's a little glitch here, guys, and we're working on getting that added. It doesn't give you a, the average percent rectification, but we do see the harmony, alignment, and energy flow. Oh, and wow. Okay, alignment and energy flow is at 97%, harmony at 47. So again, here's that area where I would say, you know, I would still probably run it again for 30 seconds because I would want harmony, alignment, and energy flow to be within 20%. Here we, you know, it's like between 50%. But I'm going to get out of this area right now. I'm just curious if everybody could check in with their areas that are sore. If you're seeing any change on that, I know I've only run it for a few minutes, but I just want to go into now. I'm going to free this up. Okay, so Margaret's asking, she's never used the dynamic mirror. When would you use that in a session? Well, kind of how I just used it now, Margaret. I had like 300 items. When I added the tendons and it dragged the whole library in, it added them all, so it got me the amount of items I had in the main hold tray there for a long time. So I didn't want to add any more to that, so I added all the pain frequencies to the quick zap, so it would cycle through and get some of them. I mean, it's still a lot of frequencies in there. I just, I don't know. That's what my gut just told me. I don't use it all that much, to be quite honest, but sometimes if you just don't want to like, if you want to keep your main whole tray free, but maybe you want to work on some solutions and add them to the quick zap to run it. Like, let's say, this would be a good example. You're running the main whole tray, the progressive insights, and you're not seeing any real significant change in the percent rectification. Maybe you want to run like some solutions in the quick zap. So you can do the dynamic mirroring and run them kind of, it runs it in tandem with the two, and then that might help uh your percent rectification go up because you're adding in solutions, but you may not want to have those solutions in the main whole tray. Does that make sense? Yeah, so Laura's agreeing with me. Solutions in the top on your emotions. Yep. Yep. Okay. So that's how we work that. So let's work on some of your, we have 42 minutes. So you guys, you want me to get off pain stuff, or do you want me to go to the spiritual libraries? Just if you still have pain and you didn't see anything budge, I can run this for another 30 seconds or so. Just, okay, I will do that. Okay, so I'm just going to clear everything in the main whole tray, and then I'm going to go to the, okay, so all the parts of me. So there are like 12 separate parts. So interesting, the physical body did show up, so we can work with that. I'm going to, these are all affirmations. I'm going to add all of those in, and I'm going to add in the affirmations for the ego and emotional being. And I could just show you what some of those are. So what came up here is I am able to achieve anything I choose. My ego is my drive to succeed. So everything in kind of balancing that, those parts of us, which are all really important. So let's go now to the progressive insights and run an analysis on this. I guess, Laura, I got you covered. All right, and we'll run all of these for 1 minute. If anybody likes this library, you have to contact me directly. Oh, great, Janet. Your pain went down to a 3. Where was it when we started?
Six.
So we'll need to run this again, and there is it's below 40%, but there's also a big range in here, so I'll run that again. Oh, that's fabulous, Janet. Where was your pain specifically? It was a 6, and now it's down to a 3, but was it in your elbows or knees or anywhere, or? I'm just gonna rescan. Oh, wow. Well, that's great. Okay, awesome. So you have, it was in shingles in your abdomen area. That's probably, I put in all the nerves in there. So, oh, that's terrific. I'm so happy to hear that. I know that that can be really painful. So we had a low rectification. I did run a rescan, and I'm going to just select the highs and the lows, and we'll play this for 1 minute again. this is all the parts of me. So we're chugging along over here. Okay, so I'm going to deselect the highs and I'm just going to run the lows for 30 seconds and see if we can get some movement in here. Okay, so that's better. So we're at 48% rectification, and the harmony and alignment and energy flow are within 4%. So that's really great. I'm happy to see that. So let's just go back. I have a feeling we need to run some essences. So let's just look at the aura first for the group. Also, if you guys wanted to see just like for the physical body, what some of the things were, the affirmations, all cells are free to communicate with all other cells of my body. I spend time every day replenishing my physical body. And then the blue ones have to do with the reproductive system. I release all scar tissue from my physical body. So you get the idea here. Those are some of the things that are being addressed in those libraries. So now we get to see what our aura looks like. Hopefully it'll look better. Rosemary, how's your wrist feeling? Okay,
So
so I love the fact that this went to the bright pink that's all next to our physical body. I really love that change. There is some, you know, dirtiness to that's getting a little bit outside there more. Um, it is completely filled up. I don't love that orange color so much, and there's some interference up here. So let's go to our custom libraries and work with some of the essences. I think that they're going to be the crystals that we need, but maybe not. Environmental, let's look at some of the, well, let's look at the healing qualities of the elixir. So these are the gems, but for some reason it's wanting these. I'm going to clear this out and add in the reds and the blues. So the stones that are showing up for as the reds are the star ruby, and it promotes heightened awareness and sharp focus in the present moment. Helps one to draw, attract, and anchor energy. The opal, fire opal, releases blockages of our energy pathways to allow more earth energy to rise up into the body. And let's see what some of the blues are. Pink quartz with sweet and sublime energy that helps us heal whatever sits in the way of living in the moment. Oh, I like that one. Blue topaz is soothing and calming and strengthens our mental clarity and focus. So let's just run. And I also wanted to add in the environmental essences in here. Okay, so let's run this for, where are we at? Let's run this for 30 seconds. so happy to hear that, Rosemary. That's great. So I'm just going to read. So Rosemary said she has a problem ever since she broke her wrist, and the pain level has dropped. It usually flares up when it rains outside, and she's saying it's pouring outside. So you're very welcome, and it feels better. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, so let's just close this, and let's see what our aura looks like now. So I still love what's close to our body. It seems like everything is moving out a little bit, even though out in all time and space is still a little bit murky. But I like this bright, vibrant color towards our body. And this is so, it looks like we need more grounding again, which is, that's really more of the crystal stuff. So I'm going to run this. Let's run this a little bit longer. And you know what? Wait 1 second. I'm just going to add specifically grounding into that. Whoops. Okay, so now I put grounding into here. And let's run this again. Drink water, everybody, please, if you have it with you. And that is at 21%, but I stopped it early because Laura had a great suggestion. We can try the dynamic mirroring again. So let's put grounding in and run it for, where are we? Let's run it for a minute here. Whoops. Okay, where'd the sound go? Come on, sound. I don't know. We're getting a little glitch here. Hold on, guys. I don't know if this is a Zoom. I'm going to run it because the frequencies are going. Why we're not hearing the audio, I'm not sure. But I have faith we're getting the frequencies, so I will report this glitch, though. So again, since you can hear me when this is running, the dynamic mirroring is running the frequencies that I had in the quick zap tray. It will run through those, and then it goes to the main hold tray. So that's running again the spiritual libraries a little bit. So the alignment is really off here. We can try running that for 30 seconds. And we'll go back in a minute and look at what the aura looks like. Oh, great. So Barbara's saying she has a little bit more flexibility in your feet. That's awesome. And hopefully maybe that's also metaphysically will allow you to move forward in whatever if you feel like you're stuck maybe anywhere. Okay, so We're getting a little bit better. The harmony and energy flow are close. Alignment came up. So I'm happy to see that. Let's go and look at what our aura looks like. Yeah, I mean, Rosemary's asking, she's saying by doing the dynamic mirroring, it deepens the healing process on all levels. Yeah, I think it's also helping to add solutions in to break up maybe what's keeping the, like, if your percent rectification isn't moving. I do want to just look at I like this green color coming in. Yeah, break up blockages, exactly. It still doesn't, it looks like we're still a little bit out of our body, so I just want to try to see if we could clear that up before we go. Okay, Cheryl, thank you so much, and saying a prayer for your family. Okay, let's just go to the flower essences this time. And I'm just gonna do, since all our trays are filled, I'm gonna go run them on a quick balance. And our audio is back. Okay, so we had over 40% rectification. Again, the harmony and alignment energy flow is a little bit, it's more than 20%, but let's see how we do here because we are at the top of the hour. Hopefully we cleared out some of this murkiness. A lot of times, guys, this is like peeling the layers of an onion. You'll hear that a lot in energy work, that you have to keep clearing and clearing. And that's going to be the same too when you're looking at your flora. You'll clear stuff that looks great. And the next thing you know, it may not look so great, but stuff is resurfacing. But I am happy with seeing this great, beautiful, healing green, just gorgeous green at the center of our body. And even we have some white light and this vibrant purple coming in. Yes, in all space and time, it's, a little bit murky out there, but that's really happy. I'm really happy with that. I hope everybody loves seeing that. Let's just see what the old version looks like. And it does look like we're coming back into our body a little bit. It's filling up down here. If we weren't tight for time, we could probably run that a little bit longer, but I am happy to see how that is looking, and especially when we look at it in this view. Barbara is asking, for my hair, do I use the red or the blue or both? I use both. Sometimes I just alternate. I don't know if it will have if the color has any specific benefit for the hair. So I can't really speak to that exactly, but just having the mix of the two different lights are definitely helpful to run both of them, in my opinion. And you're welcome, Margaret. You're welcome, Janet and Rosemary. I'm glad that you got a lot of tips today, everybody. I hope there was a little bit of everything in this session. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. And if you have any suggestions or areas you would like me to work on in other Thursday lives, please email me. I'm happy. I love getting suggestions and working with areas that you'd like to go a little deeper on or have a little better understanding. So with that, Thank you, everybody. For those of you in the States, have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I enjoy each and every Thursday that I get to spend with you and to teach you more about this wonderful technology. And, you know, we're so blessed to be able to have our Terahertz technology, our Genius technology. And don't forget, if anybody has those PEMF wearables or the Geo harness bracelets, do use those. Those are beneficial as well whenever you're working with this. So thank you, everyone. Oh, wait, let me just make sure I get this question. Yes, the aura, the tightness of it looks good. I'm really happy that white light, that white that's coming in is really, it looks pretty healthy, except for that past life stuff. And there's a lot of stuff out there for all of us. So I think that would take way more than one session to clear that up. So I couldn't be happier. I hope you're all feeling really well and just have a wonderful start to your weekend. So again, bye, everybody, and thank you so much. Yeah.